Hello again, my name is Rodney Reynolds, and this is another video review for 3dgameman.com. And remember, folks, these are only my opinions. Today I'll be looking at how to successfully install and remove a Globalwin, either the FOP 32 or the FOP 38. This is the successful removal and install of this heatsink and fan combination. I know that a few people have actually cracked or snapped off the holders on the socket on the motherboard. So this is how I do it, and maybe it will help some of you out there who are having these problems, or if you haven't installed one of these heatsink fan combinations, then maybe this will help you with the Globalwin and maybe even with other heatsink combinations. So let me swing over to the PC right now so we can have a look. Hang on one second and we'll be there. This is the Globalwin heatsink and fan. This is actually the FOP32 from Globalwin, and as you can see right here you have a locking mechanism which snaps into the motherboard, and right here is the one which you have control over to actually push in once it's down far enough. Now the trick is obviously to try, and what you do first is you hook this one first, and then of course you push down on this one until it's down far enough so you can flick over the tab and make it hook in and connect properly. Now as you can see, in most situations it will be like this. The power supply will be very, very close to the top of where you have to push it down and latch it on. And this can be very difficult with just your fingers. It's very hard to push it down. So what I've used, in this case, this is a pair of tweezers. However, you could use a knife, of just a plain butter knife, to do this. And actually, I don't even remove the fan because this is small enough to fit down through the blades of the fan, and then of course by doing so you will be, as you can see, pushing down it far enough so you can actually remove it. Now if you notice, I'm actually doing this with one hand and recording with the other hand. So this is extremely easy to do. As you can see, it's lifted off, and it's very simple from that point on, and it's off. Of course, you use the same trick to put it back on. Hook in this side first. Then once the heatsink is flat, of course proceed to push down with the knife or whatever you have to push it down through the fan, or even take off the fan of course and push it down with the butter knife or any other device that you feel like you can get down through there. Push far enough and then use the, I can see it here, use the little adapter, I guess, on the side to just hook it in once it's down far enough. Hook it in, and you have it. You want to do this maybe a slow push down pressure, and you do need to push quite heavily on this to get it down, but don't push too hard. Go down just far enough to just be able to latch this into the hook, and once it's hooked in, that's it. It's actually mounted. I'll try this, but it's kind of difficult to do this with one hand and with the camera in the other hand. But let me try. Just make sure it's lined up. Okay, I'm going to have the lodge in the camera because doing this installing it, taking it off, of course, is easier than installing it. Taking it off, putting it on is much more difficult than taking it off because the pushing down force is required. And obviously, what I do is I push down with my left hand, and I actually, with the adapter, I actually push it into the connector where it's going to be connected to the adapter. So let me just try and do this here. Okay, we're at kind of a strange angle here, but I'll just show you. So just push down heavily, and once it's down, make sure it's lined up correctly, and there you go, it's installed. So in the matter of a few seconds, you can have it on and off successfully by not cracking off any of the starts which it's attached to.